Spiritual people suffer about money a lot. A lot. A lot. I don't know why. Well, I think I know why. We'll talk about that in this video. When I started to get into the spiritual movement very early in my life, mostly by chance, because my mother at the time with my aunts, they started to read these metaphysical books, and they were all excited about those teachings all the time. You can manifest, you can attract what you want in your life, whatever, all that stuff. Right? But it was kind of annoying. They were, honestly, at that age, I was a teenager. That was annoying. Like, why are they talking about this all the time? But then one thing happened, and is that I started to notice changes in their life. I started to see my mom living happier, with more excitement, and I saw my aunts doing the same, and they changed. They became like a better version of all of them, like this, very quick. And that was the part that really caught my attention as a teenager. Not what they were saying. What they were saying, it was sound to me like a they were fanatics. So that was a turn up. But what really caught my attention back in the day was that they changed for good. They changed their whole life. I could see it. And you know, teenagers, we don't pay so much attention on our parents, but it was so evident, so obvious, that I could not ignore it. Couldn't ignore it. So I didn't like to read books at all back at that. I still don't like books. I like more audiobooks. I never had like the habit of reading. But one day they left the book somewhere in the house. My mom, she left it, and she was reading other books about the same author, which was Connie Mendes, which in English, she's not very famous. As a matter of fact, I think she's a totally unknown. For that reason, I should make. I'm gonna translate some of her content, because I think you guys are gonna love it. It's very basic. She was a very recognized metaphysical author from my country, became very famous, and her whole thing was to write books in a very simple language. She said sense words. That's how she defined it. Words, like very cheap words that anyone would understand, and she actually did. She actually did. So one day I grabbed the book and I started to read it, and I couldn't stop. The whole idea that you could create your own life, that you could design your own life, and you could attract what you wanted in life, and you could make your life what you desired. That was so freaking interesting to me. So freaking interesting. And she always said something: don't believe me. Don't believe anything I say. Just test it. Put it to the test. And that's what I decided to do. That's what I decided to do. And it really changed my life. Changed my life immediately. I think it was a before and after that book. So not only that book changed the life of my mom and my aunts, but for me it was a huge difference. I started to see life in a different way. I started to understand that I could control things, that I didn't have to be a victim of the circumstances of my life. And that's a very powerful thing to learn as a teenager. Very powerful. But with this said, I started to be part of all of this, And I started to go to a school, a metaphysical school. And a lot of the people there were older. They were I remember there was only one girl and I that we were younger, we were attending, but most of the people that there were older. And there was one thing I noticed about that community, is that they were all struggling about money. All of them. They didn't have money. They weren't wealthy. They were very spiritual. They were very good people. They were very people that were at peace in other areas of their life, but they always were struggling about money. And as I mentioned in another video, even the Bible says when we don't have enough money, we suffer. We suffer. So it doesn't matter if you have everything right. You don't have enough money, you suffer a lot. So that was the part, the only part that I couldn't get about the spiritual metaphysical movement. So why are these people not wealthy? If you can attract everything, why is it? And I have been in this movement for many, many years, and everywhere I go, I see that usually, not always, but I would say the great majority of the people, the spiritual people, sometimes they have their life together in every area, except for the money part. And it would be very interesting to see why. And I think a lot of that has to do with some religious belief that are the core of a lot of our society, where people say money is the root of all evil, which is BS. It's BS. Because the Bible specifically says the love of money is the root of all evil. And I will talk about that in another video. What's the difference? But I think subconsciously, a lot of those people, they want to be spiritual. They want to have a good connection with God. But they think deep inside, that if they become wealthy, they will stop being spiritual. And I think it's all the opposite. Because as a spiritual people, we have the responsibility to become wealthy. So we can invest part of that money into taking the knowledge, the truth, to other people, so they can also have control of their life and build the life they want to live. So in this channel, what you can expect from me is that we're going to be talking about abundance, about money, but from that perspective, that there's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. It's all the opposite. I want to invite you right now to think, when you become wealthy, write it down in the comments. How do you plan to contribute to society, to make the world a better place? And then you will have a more powerful reason why to get there. It's not only about you. It cannot be only about you. That's a huge mistake if you're going into that route. Right? So, drop me a line. Why do you think most spiritual people struggle with money? Number one,